Hello, I'm Nugsy. Welcome to my channel, Cheap-astro, and I'm talking collimation today. Not the collimation of your telescope, which a lot of people use one of these for, but the collimation of one of these. This little bad boy is a 1 1/4 inch laser collimator. I think this one's from Astro Essentials, but all sorts of different makes. All sorts of different firms make them, sell them. You can get them cheap on Temu, AliExpress, Amazon and such. Or you could pay quite a lot for one that's built a bit better. But even then, at some point you're going to need to collimate it or check the collimation on it. So we're going to run through how to do that, because if your laser collimator is telling you lies, your collimation will be out. So you stick that in. The laser is supposed to point off your secondary mirror from your focuser down to the center spot of your primary, back up off the secondary and back up to hit bang on that target. But if this laser's out in the first place, you would have to put yourself out of collimation to return that red dot back up in this hole, and you can do that. So you think you're collimated and you're not. These things, I refer to it as a little bad boy. They are bad boys, just like you were when you were little. I know you lied at some point or another. Sorry ladies, but you only represent 0.1% of my audience. So yes, bad boy it is. How do we check it and how do we fix it? I'll show you that now. I've just checked mine, and it was quite a bit off collimation, and I've done it now, filmed it, so we'll go through it. But you're going to need some sort of little rig to put this in, so as you can roll it without it moving while that laser is pointed at the target. So what I've made is I've 3D printed a little device, and I've done a couple of these before, but they've been crap, because when you actually put this on something that holds it like that and turn it, you find there's slight variance in how it sits. Even if it's only a fraction of a millimeter, it's going to throw it off when you're pointing that laser at a distance. So I've made something now that rolls smoothly by using bearings in it. They're cheap as chipsies bearings. I'll put the price of a bag of 20 up on screen. I mean, I've used them for my focusers that I put out in a previous video as well. So I had some spare. You're talking a few quid from the likes of Temu or AliExpress. I think, yeah, 4 of those and 4 M3 bolts, and they all go into this 3D printed jig, if you like, whatever, rig. And that then will rotate nice and smoothly on it. Now, I also, I took that 3D printed little mount thing, and I put that on a block of wood. I glued it to the block of wood, so that block of wood has a bit of weight to it and it sits down nicely on a surface. I've even then taped that down to the surface, so there's no movement while I'm doing the collimation. And this now rolls nicely in those little bearings. This laser, all taped down and in its little collimator, is pointing down my hallway, which is the furthest distance I have in my home, and the further the better really, but you don't have to go like across the road with it, but you know, a few meters if you can do that, all the better. What you'll find is if you do this just a couple of foot away and it is out of collimation, you might not see it, because you're looking, when you turn this thing around, you're looking to see that red dot actually making a circle on the target wall, board, whatever you're using. Now, over a greater distance, that circle's going to be bigger and easier to see. Okay, so do it at least across a room, down a hallway preferably. And what I did then, I put a piece of paper on the far wall. I put this in the collimator, and this is the important bit now. You'll see at the top of, there's a nice pointer, at the top of this we've got a little hole there, and if we turn this around we've got 3 of them, and I believe that these were bunged up with rubber or mastic or something to begin with. A lot of manufacturers will cover those. You might find a stick around them or something like that, but it will have these holes somewhere. You might have to dig out a bit of rubber, little rubber plug or something to find them. And within those holes are little Allen head grub screws, and they are used to align the laser inside this. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3 going around the outside. So when I put this in that little rig, I first of all put it this side facing up, so I know where I started, and that hole facing up. I'll then switch the laser on, go down to the other end of the hole and mark exactly where that laser falls. I've stuck some masking tape on the wall there. I then come back to this collimator and I turn it a third of the way so the next hole is pointing up. I'll go back down to the end wall and mark where the laser now hits, and it is in a different spot, so this laser is out. Rotate it to the 3rd hole, so the 3rd hole is now facing up again, and again mark the dot. Now we've got 3 dots, 3 different positions on the wall, and it's because the laser is off center, it's not staying center as it turns round, it's doing that. Okay, so it's like you could draw a circle around that. It's basically tracing that circle around. I'm only marking it at 3 points here because there are only 3 of these collimation bolts. So what we need to do is, with a small Allen key, I think it's the 2nd smallest in my set, in this one, just take off the tension of all 3 of them, and then see as you try and tighten one of them, say in this position, try and tighten one of them, see which way that red dot moves. Now this sounds simple, okay, so if I tighten down on this one now and a red dot moves up, well, if it moves up into the middle of the circle, that is, I know that I can just nip down on the other 2, and if it's in the middle of the circle where it should be, then we're all well and good. If it moves off to a side, then I'm going to try another one and see. And basically you just got to go around and see which one of these moves the red dot in which direction. However, sounds simple, it really is not. There is very little play in this, and once you slacken them all off, to actually see which direction each of them go is really awkward. I found myself stood there slackening and tightening all these in turn for about 15 minutes probably, all in all, because I got it almost in the centre. I got a smaller circle traced round than the original one, and I just tried to get that a little bit better, and it went way outside the circle again somehow or other. So I found myself starting over and starting over and starting over again all the time. It's a pain in the arse, it really is. It's a fiddly job, but someone's got to do it, and no, it's not going to be anyone else. It's you who's got to do this. So yeah, small. I think it's a 2mm or 2.5mm Allen key, whichever yours fits anyway. And just the tiniest little movements on these. Remember that little collimator has to be stuck down so it's not going to move. And also, by the way, these holes, you don't want those dropping onto the bearings. The bearings are running around this bit and this bit. Okay, but if a bearing pops into there, that laser's going to go well off. So they're all different lengths and sizes, so, you know, just make sure that yours is running on 2 smooth bits of your collimator. Yeah, this is a collimator and that's a collimator. It's awkward, I know. So that's basically the gist of it. Once you have positioned your red dot in the middle of that circle we were drawing out, or the triangle with the 3 dots, once it's like pretty much bang on in the middle, and perfection is very, very difficult to achieve. I did not even achieve it myself tonight. I only got it sort of, so it's very small circle that's traced as you turn this round. However, that's good over that distance, because you're looking, I mean, I've got a 1000mm focal length. So that there and back is about half the distance that I was working with there. So it's going to be negligible, that amount off. So if you can get it within reason on a nice far wall, you're looking good. And that's about it. So obviously, once you got that dot in the middle, all these need to be tight at that point. Okay, you don't want one of them slack, because as you stick that back in the box and move it round and things, collimation will go again. Alright, so it has to be in the centre once they're all nipped up. And that's basically the gist of it. It's a simple job in theory, but it's such a pain in the ass. And as I said, it's only you who's going to end up doing it. So, yeah, people say, I don't trust these things, they're crap, they lie. And they're quite right. But then, if your telescope was out of collimation, that wouldn't be giving you a true image either. So, it's the same thing. You know, as long as it's all lined up, it's a perfectly good tool. And it's a nice quick way of checking on your collimation. Ideally, you want to be checking between this and a Cheshire collimator. Yes, I said Cheshire, not Cheshire. And it's not just an American thing. I know you have a place called Cheshire over there, which was supposed to be a copy of Cheshire over in England. But it's not about that. The Cheshire collimator is named after a man, Professor J. Cheshire. I forget, maybe John Cheshire. So, yeah, that's not to be pronounced Cheshire, because he's Mr. Cheshire, or Professor Cheshire. Now, yeah, I also use a webcam. Just a cheap webcam. I've got one for £11 on Amazon in the UK, and I made for that with the 3D printer again a little clip-on casing with a 1¼ inch nose piece, and you can stick the webcam in your focuser and turn that around, and in conjunction with a program called collimation circles, you can make sure that you have those perfect concentric circles that you read about in online collimation guides. This isn't a collimation how-to video. This is about just collimating your collimator. Okay, and that's all it needs to be, is just a simple thing, but that's the tools that you need. And what I've made there for the 3D printer with the little bearings is, well, it's the only one I'll ever use again. I've tried other little rigs that I've put this in, and they've been really horrible. So if you haven't got a 3D printer, knock something up with wood, metal, whatever you work with, whatever you can do, but include bearings. They're cheap as chips. If you can get 4 bearings in a little cradle of some sort to fit, and this sits on, you're laughing. That's all you need to do. Much easier with a 3D print. And those M3 bolts that go through and hold the bearings in place, they just self-tap into the holes. Nice and easy. So that model is up on my Thingiverse page, which is linked in the video description down below. And so is the clip-on cover for the webcam, with the link to that particular webcam as well. Right, that's all I got for this one. Nice quick video. So check yours, make sure it's collimated. Don't trust it if you haven't checked it, and you should check it fairly often. I thought this was collimated when I checked tonight, and it really wasn't. As you saw over my hallway, it was 1.5 inches out, something like that. So that's that. And then once it is collimated, don't go banging it about. You don't have to check it every time you collimate, but I would check it at least a few times a year. Right, any questions? No? That's excellent. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.